Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the IROC series presented by More Freedom Trucking. Today we have traveled to the Charlotte Roval for IROC Charlotte Roval. This is going to be race number 6 in the More Freedom or the IROC series season 2, and with 3 races left to go. The points race is actually very close, so let's go through the entirety of the points here in the IROC series. Your points leader is the 96 of Nico. Second will be the 80 of Hog Eric. Third will be the 25 of JTM. Fourth will be the 660 of Garrett Miller. Fifth will be the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Sixth will be the 420 of Queen of Hearts. Seventh will be the 13 of King of the Aces. Eighth will be the 07 of Douche Baggins. Ninth will be the 777 of Seabass. 10th will be the 1 of Jamal Jackson. 11th will be the 72 of Duchess. 12th will be the 8 of Moon Bunny, and rounding out your field will be the 13th will be the 69 of Arco Creates. I've got my numbers down, so that's how it looks right now for your points. There's no team standings and there's no manufacturer standings here in the IROC series, but these drivers are getting themselves adjusted to these Transams, and I think it's about time. So let's go racing. As these cars get out on the track, let's go through your starting lineup today for this IROC Charlotte Roval. Starting on the pole will be the 72 of Duchess, and on her outside, the 96 of Nico. Starting third will be the 8 of Moon Bunny, and on her outside, the 660 of Garrett Miller. Starting fifth will be the 25 of JTM, and on his outside, the 13 of King of the Aces. Starting seventh will be the 1 of Jamal Jackson, and on his outside, the 80 of Hog Eric. Starting ninth will be the 3 of Geek Girl Games, and on her outside, the 69 of Arco Creates. Starting 11th will be the 07 of Douche Baggins, and on his outside, the 420 of Queen of Hearts. And in the last row, shotgun on the field, starting 13th will be the 777 of Seabass. So that's your starting lineup for this IROC at the Charlotte Roval, and I'm very excited. This is our first trip here in either the More Freedom series or the IROC series, and this is like a prelude to what's gonna happen coming up on Friday for the More Freedom series race. So we're gonna see what these drivers who are all in the More Freedom series, we're gonna see what they can do, see if they can pull out, you know, what they're gonna get. They're getting some extra practice here basically in their IROC cars, as that 72 of Duchess is going to be leading us down to take the green flag here today. There is a lot of chicanes on the front stretch and the back stretch to slow these cars down, so we're going to see how they handle that coming out of this turn, you know, almost at full speed, and then getting it way down to get through this chicane here on the front stretch. Again, all identically prepared cars here in the IROC series, so we're going to see what Duchess can do and what Nico can do on the outside as we are under green here for IROC at the Charlotte Roval. Duchess leading us down into the first turn. Nico on the outside. Moon Bunny already trying to get a good run here. He is down to the inside of that 96 of Nico as he powers back on the outside. He's sliding through the turn here as Duchess leads the way. So battle for the second position right now between the 8 of Moon Bunny and that 96 of Nico. And here comes the 660 of Garrett Miller. Nico, your points leader in the IROC series season 2, the More Freedom series season 2 champion, that 96 of Nico. He powers that 96. I was going to say Dodge, but these are all Pontiacs. He's powering it up. He's getting through the turn here as they head towards the backstretch. Duchess out to a little bit of a lead right now. We're going to see if the 96, the 8, and the 660 can do anything to catch up as we got battle in the back of the pack. Double wide right now between the 07 and the 80 of Hog Eric. As they slide into the turn 3 and 4 here at Charlotte. Eric sliding back just a hair into the clutches of the 420 of Queen of Hearts. Here comes the 69 of Arco Creates, and rounding out the back of the field is that 777 of Seabass, as the 96 of Nico just really trying to work right now to catch up to that 72 of Duchess. 660 of Garrett Miller sliding way wide right there. He is into the outside wall. So Garrett into the outside wall right there. It's going to allow the 25 of JTM to get onto the outside of him. JTM sliding out on the turn, trying to get a good run down into the next turn here. But Garrett tickles the wall a little bit. No harm done. He loses contact with the car in front of him, the 8 of Moon Bunny. But your leader on the track still is going to be, I even forgot to bring up timing and scoring, so let's bring that up. Your leader on the track is still going to be that 72 of Duchess, as she is just working really hard here at Charlotte. So as they head into the backstretch chicane, Nico gets back under power, seeing if he's trying to catch up to that 72 of Duchess. The 8 of Moon Bunny just a few car lengths back right there. So we've got 11 laps of hopefully green flag action here today at the Charlotte Roval as they head towards the front stretch chicane. Out of the chicane, down the rest of the front stretch and into turn 1. Dutch is kind of running away with it as of right now, as that 8 of Moon Bunny is working to try to catch up to the 96 of Nico. Checking back through this field, it looks like the 3 of Geek Girl Game, she's working down to the inside of that 07 of Douche Baggins through the turn. DB sliding off the turn. G3 down low. She is going to be able to make that pass, and here comes the 80 of Hog Eric as well. He's working underneath the 07 of Douche Baggins as they're heading towards turn 1 and 2 to head towards the backstretch. So out and into turn 1 and 2, the 80 of Hog Eric high, the 07 of Douche Baggins is low. Drag race through the turn. Battle on the track for the 9th and 10th position as the 80 on the outside, DB on the inside. Eric hitting that rumble strip, slows him down just a little bit. Here comes that 420 of Queen of Hearts and the 69 of Arco Creates trying to battle in here now. As the leader on the track still is going to be that 72 of Duchess. And she is working really hard right now. She's got about a second lead up over the 96 of Nico and that 8 of Moon Bunny. So everybody basically just holding their own right now. Thankfully, the nice part about the IROC series is, one, they're getting extra practice for the More Freedom Series race on Friday. And there's not 37 cars on the track. There's only 13. So it's a little bit more spread out here for the IROC series race. And a little bit easier for them to drive their cars, I think. I'm guessing here when it comes to the More Freedom Series race on Friday, there's just going to be insanity all around this track with piling 37 drivers into this track here. As we head for the backstretch chicane, Nico is trying his hardest to catch up to that 72 of Duchess right now. We'll check back through this field, see what's going on, as the 3 of Geek Girl Games has closed the distance between her and the number 1 of Jamal Jackson. That's last week's winner in the More Freedom Series, that 3 of Geek Girl Games. The Atlanta winner, it's a 2-time. She has won twice this year in the More Freedom Series. And it was a spectacular win by her. She, last lap, came from, I don't even know what place she came from, but she came up from the last lap, was able to win that race due to just bad blocking by the 88 of NM. But a win is a win, and she is celebrated her win with free Reese Cups for the entirety of the pit of the garage. So that was awesome by her. Checking in on your leader, the 72 of Duchess. She's gaining about 1/10 of a second a lap, I think, over that 96 of Nico. Nico just, I'm not sure how he does at road courses. We didn't run any road courses this year, and we are running, I believe we're running 3 or 4 this year in the More Freedom Series. So new kind of thing for most of these drivers, but it looks like that 72 of Duchess has this course figured out as she's up 1.1 seconds over the 96 of Nico. Checking back here through the field, the 420 of Queen of Hearts able to get around that. Oh no, she didn't. She wasn't able to get around the 80 of Hallgarrick. He's still just stuck back here in 10th position. Currently second place in points. The 25 of JTM, who is in third, is currently running 5th. So Nico is still just... I think unless something catastrophic happens with his car, I think he's going to come out of here the points leader again. But your leader at halfway will be that 72 of Duchess, so she's going to get those 5 bonus points. She's trying to lead every lap here today at the Charlotte Roval as Nico knocks 0.2 of a second off her time that last lap. And she is trying to lead every single lap here at the Charlotte Roval and get, let's see, 5 bonus points for starting on the pole, 5 for leading a lap, 5 for leading halfway, and 5 for leading all the laps, or the most laps. As when she comes down here, she will have led the most laps, even if Nico is able to catch up to her and pass her, as he does make a mistake through that turn. So that might help the 72 of Duchess, as Nico had closed in a couple seconds. He had got it to 0.9 of a second. So a little bit of a mistake there through the chicane on the backstretch as they power up through the front stretch and into turn 1. Duchess not really feeling the heat right now, as Nico does knock another 1/10 of a second off. Make sure we note that Duchess led at halfway. Get that written down. Make sure we don't forget it for when we deal out the points. Duchess currently runs 11th in points. She's actually only 101 points behind Nico. So will be a good points day for her if she can pull off this win. She'll make up about 20 points on him, I believe, if he finishes in second position, as he is closing in here, getting through the chicane on the backstretch. He was 0.893 seconds behind at the end of that lap. We're going to see if he's knocked off any more of that, or if Duchess has extended her lead as we head to the chicane on the front stretch. Back into the gas, down towards turn 1. It looks like Nico is drawing closer, but I mean, looks can be deceiving. So he does knock another 1/10 of a second, actually almost 2/10 of a second off, because she was at 0.893 and he's at 0.709 now. So drawing ever closer to that 72 of Duchess is the 96 of Nico. Let's check back through this field, as it looks like the 3 of Geek Girl Games has almost caught up to the 1 of Jamal Jackson as well. She was back there quite a ways and has now reeled in that 1 of Jamal Jackson. She's still about 0.6 of a second behind him as of the scoring timing loop, but we're trying. She's really working hard here today at the Charlotte Roval. Checking back through the rest of this field, Seabass still mired back there in 13th place. He was a little bit slower in qualifying here today. He was about 2 seconds. He was actually 3 seconds off the time put down by Duchess. Duchess and Nico were separated by 1/10 of a second. There we go. Get back up here to the front, as I think Nico is drawn ever closer now. So Nico went from 0.6 of a second back on this 72 of Duchess, and he has now reeled her in to 0.2 of a second. So he gained about 0.4 of a second that last lap. I think about 3.5 tenths. But Duchess powers it down through 1 and 2 as we head towards the backstretch chicane. Nico is trying to reel her in. I think she's faster on the backstretch and through the turns, or through the like turn 1 and 2, 3 and 4 for the normal oval. But Nico is faster, I think, through some of the chicane sections and things like that, where, I don't know, it just seems like she's a little bit faster in the straightaway areas. As we got about 2 laps to go here at Charlotte. So staying about 0.2 of a second back is that 96 of Nico. Let's check back here through this field, see what G3's doing. Still hasn't quite caught up to that 1 of Jamal Jackson, as the 07 of Douchebag is kind of reeling her in as well. DB, last season's points champion here in the IROC series. He has punched his ticket already for next season here in the IROC series, as he has won, I believe, 2 races in the More Freedom series. DB runs 8th in points as of right now. Again, so from all these drivers in the series, I don't know if I can't remember if Duchess has won yet. I know Nico hasn't, but he's a series champ, as Duchess is going to get the white flag. So he's already punched his ticket for next year. Let's watch that 72 of Duchess. She's going to come down, take the white flag here for IROC at the Charlotte Roval. One more trip around this circuit, as the 96 of Nico reeled her into about 0.2 of a second. She extended her lead to 0.4 of a second. So she saw him enter her rear view mirror. She put the hammer down and was able to draw away just a little bit, which I think will secure her victory here. As I can't remember if she's punched her ticket for next season yet or not. But I know in this field, I know Jamal Jackson, G3, DB have all, and Arco have all won a race. So just thinking from my memory, so they're already in. We actually already have like 16 drivers for the IROC series next year, so that should be exciting. So we have 16 different winners out of 25 races in the More Freedom series. So that'll be, I mean, we still have 11 races to go. As that 72 of Duchess coming out of 3 and 4, she's going to head down to the chicane here on the front stretch. And it looks like she is, barring anything spectacular, she's going to be your winner today here for the Charlotte Roval. The IROC at the Charlotte Roval, your winner is that 72 of Duchess. She leads flag to flag here in the IROC series and puts on a great show for the fans. Actually extends her lead by another 0.2 of a second over that 96 of Nico. I know he wanted to win, but that 72, she just had what it took today and had a fantastic drive. We'll see how that helps her on Friday. But let's go through your finishing order today. Again, your winner is that 72 of Duchess. Second place will be the 96 of Nico. Third will be the 8 of Moon Bunny. Fourth will be the 660 of Garrett Miller. Fifth will be the 25 of JTM. Sixth will be the 13 of King of the Aces. Seventh will be the 1 of Jamal Jackson. Eighth will be the 3 of Geek Girl Games. Ninth will be the 07 of Douche Baggins. 10th will be the 80 of Hog Eric. 11th will be the 420 of Queen of Hearts. 12th will be the 69 of Arco Creates, and rounding out your field will be the 777 of Seabass. So awesome race here today at the Charlotte Roval. I think it's going to be a wild and crazy one for the More Freedom series this week. But then our next race will be on November 2nd. At IROC at Michigan for the IROC Michigan. So a little bit bigger track, not a road course. So we'll see what these drivers can do in these cars as they tackle Michigan. Let's get a look at your points real fast. I believe Nico's still going to be leading your points. JTM may have jumped. JTM and Garrett and G3 may have jumped over Eric, but we'll see. You're seeing your points on the screen right now. I believe that Nico will still be leading your points. Well, that's going to do it today for IROC here at the Charlotte Roval. Thank you so much. Congratulations to that 72 of Duchess. She ran a fantastic race. There was just no catching her after she got out there out front. I think hopefully that helps her on Friday for the IROC Series race. But until then, again, congratulations to that 72 of Duchess. And until Friday, here back at the Charlotte Roval for the More Freedom Series, take care.